MMAfighting.com with Volkan Oezdemir ahead of his fight with Dominick Reyes this weekend in London. First of all, Volkan, how are you doing? It's been a long time since I spoke to you.
Yeah, I'm doing great, thank you. What about you?
I'm doing good as well. All the better for seeing you, of course. But I must ask you, what do you think of Dominick Reyes? I mean, you fought the best guys in this division, basically. What do you think of this guy compared to him? Like, I mean, do you see that unbeaten record as an opportunity, a feather in your cap to take that first victory away from him?
No, definitely. He also cemented his place as a highly touted prospect. You know, he's been facing a lot of people. You know, a lot of victory, first round finishes, and then that's good for him. But his last fight, you know, it was my first fight. You know, so that's something where you see there is a difference in experience. You know, a difference in the level of competition he's been facing. So everything is good for him. But then we also saw in his last fight, you know, it wasn't the first one anymore. You know, it was a decision, you know, and stuff like that, even though the end was a little bit chaotic. But this is something where you see like all the difference is made, you know. Whenever you start facing the top of the division, then you need to put the double speed, you know, on it.
You know, you had such an amazing start to your UFC career. You know, you achieved so much in that first year. It was incredible. You've been in there with the best guys in the world now. You might have lost 2 fights in a row, but do you feel that has allowed you to grow as a fighter, having been in there with these guys?
Yeah, and also, you know, you always make more changes whenever you lose a fight. You know, whenever you win a fight, you're gonna correct a little bit your trajectory. You're gonna change a few things, you know. But now you need to make drastic changes whenever it comes to losses, you know, because you don't want this to happen again, you know. And this is something, you know, I've been doing now. You know, you need to correct. There is a sense of emergency, you know. So now I've been correcting a lot of stuff, you know, in the gym, you know, improving, you know, evolving my style. So this is definitely going to be deadly on Saturday night.
A lot of people are kind of looking at the top of this division and seeing, like, you know, a couple of wins and you're right on the doorstep of a title. Do you feel like maybe Dominick could be pushed up in if he got a win over you on Saturday night? Do you feel like they are looking at that as an option for a title contender in the future?
From what I heard, that's something you want to do, you know. But you know, I'm here to not let this happen, you know. This is my job, you know. Whatever he wants to do in his life, whatever he plan on doing, you know, it's not gonna be working because I'm here to stop him from this.
London fans, obviously famous boxing city as well, and you're obviously known for your fantastic striking ability. Dominick is known as well. Do you believe that you will deliver an exciting fight for the fans on Saturday's main card?
I think it's probably one of the most exciting matchup here in the card. You know, when you read the name, you know, like 2 bangers. You know, like everybody has tons of knockouts. You know, so it's a nice style. You know, to be facing 2 people against each other. You know, like two really strong. Light heavyweight, you know, the heavyweight division is always the most exciting because, you know, whenever people punches, you know, it makes, you know, it puts the other one in trouble. You know, it's a lot of powers behind all the punches. So it's nice, you know, the fans are gonna be loving it. You know, and London is definitely a city that deserves it because it's the bigger venue in Europe.
I got to ask you, I spoke to you just after your first win in the UFC, and we spoke about John Jones, and you said that, you know, that's a fight you want. You've always thought about how would that go. We saw John in there with Anthony Smith. Were you surprised by the way Anthony fought that night? You know, a lot of people thought he was very tentative compared to his other performances. Did it surprise you at all?
So I thought he's gonna do a little bit different, and he's gonna do better the longer the fight goes. And actually, he got a little bit the opposite. You know, he kind of shy away the more the fight went. So that's a little bit maybe what cost him the fight. You know, being too much in Jones' rhythm, and that's something that definitely was bad for him.
I mean, people are talking about Thiago Santos being the next guy to fight for a title. He's obviously moved up from middleweight. What do you think of Thiago? Do you think he deserves this opportunity to fight for the title?
I think he did really well, and he faced like also the top of the division really fast, you know. So he had a nice victory, and he's definitely having the hype train behind him to support the case.
If everything goes according to plan on Saturday night, you get the win over Dominick, where do you want to go next? Like, who are you looking at? Will you be looking at Alexander Gustafsson and Anthony Smith's fight in Stockholm? Do you feel like the winner of that fight may be a good fight for you?
Yeah, definitely, but also I would love to be fighting in Stockholm, you know, so that's also kind of a tough situation. But, you know, first of all, you know, the first fight that is on my mind is Reyes, you know. But if everything goes according to plan, being in Stockholm will have been a nice place. I would have loved to get the spot of Smith, you know, fighting Gustafsson myself, you know. But then, you know, we has to see whoever is available. Otherwise, waiting, you know, I could be waiting, but who knows how long you're gonna be waiting. If the guy start getting injury, you wanna take some times off and stuff like this. I wanna be active, you know. So we have to be looking at other people. Thiago Santos will be a great fight too. It's something I will want to fight. Otherwise, Corey Anderson is on a 3-fight winning streak, so you know. There's plenty of choices.
And of course, Ila Latifi from Sweden, he is yet to be matched for that card. You know, so maybe I don't want to jump ahead too much.
I don't like fighting Latifi because it's somebody I really appreciate. He's not a friend, you know, but I've been knowing him for a long time, you know. But you know what I mean. I really appreciate him a lot. So this is maybe the only matchup in 205 division I will not want to make. But whatever's happening is gonna happen, I guess, you know. So we'll see. Yeah.
How hungry are you to get back in the win column? Like, I mean, your whole career, you've been just first round knockouts. To suffer those 2 losses, you must be dying to get back in the win column now.
Yeah, but also with the last 2 fights, you know, it's also good to see the fight lasting a little bit longer, you know. Maybe I appreciate being in the cage a little bit more, you know, instead of being in and out and quick finish and my hand raise like not even 1 minute, you know. It's good to feel a little bit the cage time, you know, to grow as a fighter, and that's something I really enjoy doing.
What is your prediction for Saturday night?
I mean, that's going to be opposite of what I would just say, you know, because I'm going to go for the first one knockout as usual, you know. I want to start strong and have my hand raised right away.
Thank you so much, Volkan. Pleasure to speak to you.